Yo, what's up, it's Snap, and we are finally doing the TYLERTNM All Songs tier list. He just dropped his new deluxe album, Gamer Mentality, and I was actually pleasantly surprised to see that they're two very different albums. The first one is obviously, I believe it was supposed to be called Music That Gives You Brain Damage, but it was later changed to Ciroc Boys. You can see like the difference in quality from some of the songs, so it doesn't really, in my opinion, the first album does not mesh well together, but the second album really blew me away with how the quality of all the songs and just like the features and everything, it just all comes together. I've been talking a lot with TYLERTNM about like how to get all these songs to like work, and I'm even on some of the songs, so I'm not trying to be biased towards my song. I honestly don't think my songs are that good, but without further ado, let's just jump right into this with Mason Intro. So Mason Intro is definitely necessary on this album. It really laid out like what to expect on the album, but honestly the mixing is not that good on the actual verse. I do like how they established the storyline between the monkey and the Wayfair child, but I think it's gonna go into C. It's not that bad of a song, and you definitely need an intro for an album, so that's why that is a C. Next we have Tings. This is the song I'm On with Drilla J. Honestly, Drilla J's part just outshined both of us. It's just like I was honestly embarrassed when I heard the full thing. I did not want this to release. I told Tyler like maybe we shouldn't release this because Drilla J just like outshines us, but it was still released as a second track, and it goes into B. It's still using that tone of music that will give you brain damage. It talks a lot about 100 gecs, but it isn't that bad of a song if you think about it. Next we have the 100 gecs freestyle. This is good for like the first few seconds, but it really falls off. Tyler seems to like lose his breath. He's about to pass out. I don't know if that was supposed to be part of the song or that was just situational. This goes into D. It's an okay song, but it does get old very quickly. 645 Sticky is another one of those things that it just doesn't seem like a lot of effort went into it, just like 100 gecs freestyle. And it's also on the same tone of music that will give you brain damage, which I think Tyler is trying to lean like away from when you release this, because he called it Ciroc Boys, and then some of the songs are more high effort. That's also going into D. I feel like he was pretty innovative with using the 645 AR voice, but it just didn't work with the whole album or whatever he was trying to go for. But that brings us into Euphoria Interlude, which things change when Euphoria Interlude comes in. There's a new storyline with like ordering food or something at the end. He actually got his dog on the track, which I think is very, very, very creative. Euphoria, it brought us into the next like half of the album, I guess. So I'm gonna say Euphoria is a C. I do enjoy listening to it. His dog is really good, but he did also draw some inspiration from the popular YouTube video Auto-Tune Dog, which I probably would have put it into a B if he was more creative with that, but I still feel like it was very creative using his dog on the track. Now Euphoria was the perfect interlude into the next song, which is Phone Call. Now Phone Call, in my opinion and a lot of people's opinions, is the best song in the album. Phone Call just really blows me away, with Tyler's verse, and then of course Epic Fortnite Ninja featuring on it. I think this goes in an S. I think a lot of people would agree with me that this goes in S, and yeah, it's Phone Call, best song in the album for sure. But a very questionable decision by Tyler and his management was to put 200 gecs freestyle right after that, which I think is the worst song that I've ever heard in my entire life. Like, it seems like Phone Call was trying to lean towards the Ciroc Boys album, and then 200 gecs was like heavily inspired by 100 gecs, of course. I liked seeing Himalayan Salt God, but it seems like that was a pre-recorded verse that just wasn't for that song. Tyler's part was alright. It wasn't like the worst thing ever, but then it leads into Swag's part, which I gotta say Swag just really does not shine on this song. And I really wish we could see him on other songs to see if he could like improve from 200 gecs freestyle, but that just didn't happen. Nowhere on this deluxe is Swag ever spotted. The Adventures of TYLERTNM and Smooth Shady. This is a good song, okay? It's very short. It seems more like an interlude to With My Homies, the next song. And I think Smooth Shady did really good. I think Tyler did really good. I'll put it in a B. It would be an A if it wasn't so short, but I think this is the perfect place for it to belong. Now the last like real song on this album, With My Homies, featuring Hex and Alexi Chad. You know, it's not the best song, it's not the worst. I think Hex did really well. I think Tyler did really well. Alexi Chad did not do the best, and his verse was kind of long and drawn out. So this goes into C. Also, I'm not putting Hutchins' outro in here because there's no verse, it's just Tyler speaking, so I don't know where I would really rank that. But next, we have the deluxe, the Ciroc Boys Deluxe, aka Gamer Mentality, with the first track, Thief. I think Thief was really good. Definitely better than a lot of these songs, but it wasn't the best song in the album, I'm saying. So I think this belongs in a B. He's talking about how like he steals beats and he doesn't really care about it, which is he talks about that so much, so much on this album. I think it's kind of overdone by the end of the album, especially if you listen to this a lot. Also, there is a little bit of bias because he's very obviously dissing me. I did make a tweet when I was very tired. I was like not really thinking well. You can watch Alexi Chad's videos about it. I do regret that tweet. I think me and Tyler are on good terms right now, so I don't think this is that bad of a song, like really. It's a B for me. John Patrick intro, honestly, it really wasn't that good. Like the verse was alright, but then the singing parts, he sounds like very off tune. I'm gonna give this a D. It's not the best. I feel like Mason intro was a much better intro. John Patrick really just like did not lay any of the album out. It was pretty much just a short song, and you're calling it an intro. The reason Mason intro is just such a great intro is because it lays out a storyline with the monkey, the Wayfair child, and then he has this speaking part about how this album is like only for like the woke and like the strong-minded, the people who watch Rick and Morty and browse Reddit for 5 hours a day. But John Patrick was just a song. It wasn't an intro. Chrome Sock Tags is the song that I was on. I thought it was alright. You know, my verse, I don't know. His verse was good. I'm gonna put this in a C. It's not the best. It doesn't have that much replayability. It's not the best song, in my opinion. Now, DeGlizzy is where the album really takes a turn. I think Tyler's hook and verse was like great, like really good. Lil Cumstain, DeBorgus Man, I don't know, he didn't do that good. I feel like it would be an S tier if it weren't for Lil Cumstain. I do respect Lil Cumstain, but he just did not belong on this song. His lyrics were gay as fuck. But DeGlizzy just leads us into Posh Boy swag. This is a very good song. His parts are a little bit offbeat, but if you can get past that, this is definitely a 10 out of 10 song, and this goes in S tier. Just the way he uses the auto-tune and singing over Solitaire's beat, which is a good beat already. I just think he did really good, and I don't think he needs any features on this song because he just really carried his weight on this song. Okay, 0 kilobytes per second interlude. Bro. Why do you have to diss me and my guys, bro? I don't even know why. There's nothing like we did. But it's still a good song. I'll put it in B. I think Tyler's flows on this song are really good, and it leads really well into the next song, which is Tings 2, which I have another problem with, because they stole Heartbroken Part 3, like even like some of the lyrics, some of the flows, and the same beat, not to mention. So I'm gonna put this in F. It is still a good song, but it also leans towards the music that will give you brain damage. There wasn't a lot of effort that went into it. It was one take apparently. And that's just not going to pass if you want a quality album. Now the next track, Noel with Alexi, Chad, and Echo, is really like a really good song. Just all their verses mesh together really well. The auto-tune's good. Like a lot of these songs, I feel like Tyler put a lot of time and effort into the auto-tune. So that's why Noel gets an S tier with these three. And another great song, City of Stars with Himalayan Salt God. I really liked seeing Himalayan Salt God again, just like 200 gigs freestyle, but he actually did good. He wasn't off beat or anything, and just everything like fit together like a lot of these. I feel like I'm saying the same thing over again, but it's just like, it's just how it is with this album. It's just a lot of things are just working well together, and the auto-tune and everything. The features are great. Just everything works well together in this album. With the next song, Unknown, Alexi Chad and Echo actually appear on there again. But unlike Noel, it's just, this song is not that good. For some reason, Alexi Chad and Echo just have really bad mics, unlike Noel. And Tyler was going for some more like UK drill type vibe, on a drill beat of course. And then the other two features just did not go with that. It just doesn't work well. I think this is a D tier song. It's not that bad, but just the way everything works and the bad mic for both of the features, it just is a D tier song. Hecka Cop Car is a good song. I like how Tyler went for more like rapping with auto-tune instead of just like rapping without auto-tune, or just like some atmospheric like singing. I really liked it. This goes in a B tier. And finally, the last song in the album, Prince of YouTube featuring D Trev Killa. I've been waiting for a D Trev Killa feature for so long. The last one was on Fuck Ashley, or Ashley Dis, which is actually a private song of mine, and he did not do that well. But on Prince of YouTube, he really just went off on this song. Not to mention Tyler's part, just really good with the auto-tune, like all these songs. And yeah, this is a good song. I'm gonna put this in B. It's not a great song like these, but it's definitely a good outro for the track. It just wraps everything together. And this is the final result of the tier list. Tell me what you guys think. Do you think this is accurate? What changes would you make? Leave those in the comments. And thanks for watching.